Don't visit Ecuador is obviously not something I or anyone else would say without good reason. So why exactly am I saying it? Let's analyze a few things, and by the end of this video, you'll understand. Hola. The economic situation is bad. Is probably something you could say about most countries. And while Ecuador did suffer quite a bit with the paro, in other words, the strike that happened a few months ago, that doesn't mean that other countries in the world aren't going through their own issues as well. Just take a look at the United States, which is constantly going through its own form of inflation.
Inflation's grip on American consumers not letting up.
Lunchflation, boozeflation,
Milkflation,
meatflation, shrinkflation.
And there's no clearer example than the whole world, which is suffering with gas prices due to the war in Ukraine.
Gasoline is up 59.9%.
So to say don't visit Ecuador because of the economy isn't really a good reason. Ecuador is dangerous. Is the kind of fill-in-the-gap sentence you would see on a test that could have a large variety of answers. The United States is dangerous. Iran is dangerous. Ukraine is dangerous. Honestly, I could run through the whole world and find a reason to call each and every country dangerous. But that's just not the everyday reality of all these places. In order to talk about danger, you have to give it context. And that leads to the question of why I, Ace, and other people say that Ecuador is dangerous. Even Ecuadorians themselves. Because if I didn't tell you that Ecuador was dangerous, then I would clearly be lying to you. But in that same way, we have to accept the reality that other places are dangerous as well. So if you notice, the main point that I'm trying to make is that a lot of the problems that happen in Ecuador also happen in other places around the world. Does that stop people from going to other places in the world? No. Does that mean you should go prepared when you visit another place? Definitely. And that's what me and the other people who talk about Ecuador, we try to do for you. We tell you our experiences living here so that when you come, you're completely prepared for anything that could happen. We could just paint you a false picture and tell you all of the good things that the country has to offer. And trust me, there are way more good things than bad things to talk about. But I would never leave out the bad things, because if I did, and if one day you decided to come, what would be the first thing you would say at the moment of something bad happening to you? You'd probably ask, why did no one tell me? Could you imagine how things would have been if people would have known about COVID before it happened? They would have been much more prepared. And people who had traveled to other countries probably wouldn't have even traveled. Preparation is key, and we're here to help you prepare. And you're probably wondering, then should I visit Ecuador? And well, yeah, of course, you definitely should. But as the saying goes, all good things in due time. If you see that the situation is dangerous in Ecuador at the moment, then why would you come now? It would be better for you to organize a better time to come, or to come prepared and choose a specific place that you know isn't in as much danger as other places. Like, I seriously don't have any problems with Guayaquil, but I find it pretty crazy that people still want to land there knowing that there are so many dangerous things going on, and that even the Department of State recommends not visiting Guayaquil. And it's not like there are no other options. Like, you could literally land in Quito, or even if you did land in Guayaquil, you could fly over from Guayaquil to Manta or to Quito. And heck, why not go to the Galapagos Islands, which is probably the safest place in Ecuador. But those are just my thoughts, and the message that I want to pass on to you is not to take our messages in a bad way. Just think of it as us giving you a recommendation, because there are so many other options available. Ecuador is an amazing country, so definitely come, but come prepared. Gotta do this fast. This video is gonna be very rushed, but it's not gonna be bad. The economic situation is bad. Is probably something that most countries are going through.